much, you guys. Right, where do I start with this one? I think a lot of you know my history, why I'm doing the van life and going out on the road, guys. I suffer with depression, anxiety, panic attacks since, as you all know, my wife was killed. I'm on medication and everything. So we thought we'd do this van. Something Christine wanted to do as well. We named it after Christine as well. Just to fill my mind more than anything, to keep away from the dark clouds and all this, all that you go through with things devastating like this that happen in one's life. And I thought it's an opportune time, because I'm retiring as well. Go and get me yourself a van, which I did do. You've been watching my channel. We've revamped it, we've redecorated it, we've repainted it. We've spent 5-6 weeks of hard labour on that van, and I got it to a level which I was proud of, really proud of. It came out, my vision came out in the van, what I wanted it to look like, and I was really chuffed with it. You know, we work really hard on that. We've got people passing me at the moment, guys. We really work really hard on that, which is great, and we got it to the condition that I needed to get out there, wild camping, off-grid, all the facilities that I need, and it looked a dream. To me, it looked a dream anyway, and I know a lot of you commented on how beautiful it did look. I'm afraid life's got a habit, once it gives you a kick in, to come back and give you another kick in. At the moment, as you all know, I'm in Corfu, lovely island of Corfu, and it's scorching today. There's a few clouds out today, but it's still quite warm. That noise you can hear in the background is the air conditioning. Anyway, I'm in Corfu. The day before I came to Corfu, I had to travel from Norwich to Birmingham, where my daughter and my grandchildren live. We get a taxi to the airport from Birmingham. So I came down the day before in my van, and it was the first long journey in the van, in all its glory, in all my glory that we've worked on it. Anyway, about 120 miles into the journey, on the M6 northbound, just before Coventry, about 20 miles out of Birmingham. Going along nicely, around about 50, 60, you know. No indication of everything was going to go wrong. No high temperature, no oil pressure lights, nothing like that came on. All of a sudden, boom, an almighty racket, rumbling and crunching. Now guys, you need to think now that I'm on the M6. It was on the Wednesday a week ago, probably the hottest Wednesday in England this year. I think it was over 30 degrees. I was on the M6. I was on a part of the M6 that had no hard shoulder. So it just had SOS little laybys with a telephone, tiny little laybys you should jump in, but they were every mile or so. The engine went boom. Loads of noise coming out of it, and my heart absolutely sunk to the ground. I thought, my God, what's going on here? The engine, I lost power. It went from 40, 30, 20. I got these rumbling trucks racing at me behind at 50 miles an hour. I think, my God, I'm going to get smacked up the arse any minute. I was so worried, honestly, guys. I'm fretting as well with my van packing up. Anyway, I rumbled and only got down to 10 miles an hour, and I saw a lay-by, one of these SOS laybys, and I jutted in, pulled over, turned off the bloody engine, and just sat there. And to be honest, guys, it was so hot as well. I just sat there and I was close to bloody tears. I really was. I was close to tears. I was thinking, oh, all the work that I've done on this van, and this has got to happen now. Why on earth do I keep getting kicked? I mean, when Christine was killed, a few months later, I think about a year later, someone ran into me in my car and tried to see me off, and I had to be cut out of the car. I had to have the roof cut off the car and cut out. This is after Christine being killed, with all that trauma. I had injuries to my neck and my back, but I was okay. And then another year later, on my push bike, someone pulled out of me on a main road. Head-on crash, push bike with a car. I was on the push bike. My head went into the windscreen. My knee smashed all his headlights and everything. Bike buckled all the front of his car. My head hit the windscreen, smashed the windscreen. I went over the roof of the car, landed on my back in the middle of the road, and a bus just stopped in time before it ran me over. And a passers-by said he thought I was dead. He said she was lying motionless for about 10 minutes. He said he thought he was dead. And when the police and the ambulance come, the policeman said he has never seen a bicycle rider walk away from an accident like that. Usually when there's a car and a bike, the bicycle rider, it's the end of the days for them. But anyway, so it's one trauma after another trauma. Okay, a car breaking down might not seem like a trauma, but to me it was, guys. I sat on that lay-by on the M6, 30, 32, 33 degrees, sweating, dripping off me, stressing my head up. What the hell am I going to do? I picked up the SOS phone to let them know I was there. They says, yes, get your emergency services out. We've alerted and put the hazard lights on that you're there to warn other traffic and all this. And as I was on the phone by the lay-by, I heard an almighty bang coming down the motorway just to the coming towards me, and this truck, the tyres had blown out on this truck about half a mile from me. There was smoke and rubber and screeching and howling and crunching. And I thought, oh my god, he's got it, mate. I dived over the other side of the barrier. I thought he was going to go into the back of my van, my RV. Anyway, he stopped in time and pulled in just behind me. Guys, what a bloody day. And this is in boiling heat, don't forget. Sweat dripping off me. I'm so tensed up, it's unbelievable. I'm at the end of my tether. I'm thinking, is this worth it? Is this worth it? Every time I get one step ahead, I get a kick and I go back again. Jesus, I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, cut a long story short, I managed to find my recovery. I didn't have the fortitude to get a recovery service for the RV. Luckily I did, actually. I wasn't going to do it for a bit, but it's lucky I bloody well did. And do you think I could find the name of it? Because it was a new company, and because I went through an app, one of these sites that picked the best value, I couldn't remember the name of the company that had the recovery through, and that stressed me for half an hour until I realised it was the insurance company. My insurance company with a van does the emergency recovery service as well. So anyway, I found it. They come out about 2.5 late. Now this is 4 hours I've been stuck on this hard shoulder in 35 degrees, stressing my little head out. Anyway, the recovery came. He had a quick look at it, and he seemed to think that it was the turbo had gone, or the head gasket, which was, you know, my heart sunk. Oh no, not more money. I'd already borrowed money to do the van. You know, I'm up to my head in debt trying to borrow it, but I am working it off before I go on the road. I'll work off all this debt hopefully. But he said the turbo had gone, or the gas. I thought, no, not more money that I've got to borrow. Anyway, I found a head to my daughter in Birmingham to get a garage for local in Birmingham that we could take it to the recovery, and hopefully they'll have a look at the engine and sort out what it is with its turbo or the gasket. Even that you're looking at 500, maybe 600 quid sometimes. So I was so stressed out. Anyway, we got it to the garage. He was a lovely chap at the garage. He was a really lovely chap. We got it to the garage, we dropped it off, my daughter picked me off, I went home, the next morning we went to the airport, and now we're in Corfu. The chap said he would phone me in a couple of days. This is going back last week. The chap at the garage said he'd phone me in a couple of days and give me the verdict on how much it's going to cost, if it is the turbo or head gasket. Anyway, you can imagine, guys, how much stress I was under thinking about this. Is it going to be alright? Is the van a write-off? Are we going to get through this? Is all that work that I've done for absolutely nothing? I think I was about, by this time I was only about 6 grand. It's a lot of money to me, it's borrowed money as well. I was 6 grand into this van at this time, after all the refit and all the stuff that I'd done to it, plus the cost of the van. So about 6.5 grand, maybe 7 grand into this van at the moment. and this is going to cost me another 500 quid perhaps. Anyway, day before yesterday, the garage found me while I'm in Corfu, and his name's John, lovely chap. I said, "Oh John, how you doing?" He said, "Fine Steve." He says, "Bad news." I didn't speak for a few minutes. My heart again just sank to the floor, because if it wasn't the turbo or the head gasket, then it's going to be something pretty bloody serious. And he said the rod or the cam or something had gone through the shaft, gone through the engine block into the sump and cracked the sump and the side of the engine block or something. He says there's no way you can get at it to even pull it back to see, you know, the amount of damage that was done there. But long and short of it, the engine's gone. The engine has had it. Couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. After all that work, all the dreams that I had for that van, you know, it's going to turn my life around. It really was. Anyway, I mean, there is an upside to this, you know. It's I keep getting kicked, but I keep coming back. Each tsunami that comes at me, I seem to get through it. I seem to recover a little bit better. You never truly recover, not from the death of your wife, guys, not when she was killed. But all these tsunamis that keep coming at me since then, I think I keep riding them a little better each time, getting a bit stronger. Anyway, the long and short of this, the guy, John, found me back, and basically what I said to John, because he knew my history, when I took the van into the garage in Birmingham, he says, "Why is it?" It's a lovely van. He says, "You've done a fantastic job." He said, "Why is it called Christine?" So he knows my history, why it's called Christine. My wife was killed and all that, and I'm trying to sort my anxiety, depression, trying to get rid of all these dark bloody demons on my shoulders. And I said to him, "John, you know, when he told me about the engine, you know, it's going to be my home, John." He said, "Well, I'll have a look, see if I can source you another engine." And he did come back to me, and we've sourced another engine. It's quite a rare engine in the van that I've got. The particular model I've got, apparently it's a 1 in 100 engines that are this particular model, so it was a bit of a struggle for him to get it. Anyway, he sourced one. So obviously with fitting a new engine, it's there's a lot entailed. Cam belt, water pump, complete service, complete oil change, complete water change. Everything's got to be refitted, reset, reassessed. Plus the new engine block's got to be put in. And John said we're looking at about £2,500, £2,500 on top of the AR7 that I've already invested into the van. So that's going to put me up to £9,500 that I've got tied up in the van. I haven't got £2,500. I had to run and rally around all my credit cards and everything to get the loan. I've managed to get half of that together, which is great. I will get the other half eventually when the van's done. But I managed to get the half all through loans from my credit cards, because I've got loads of credit cards. I've just maxed them all to the hilt on the loan. I said, "Go ahead, do it, John." He says, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah, do it." The new engine will come with a guarantee. So, where do you go? Where do you go? You know, I can't give up on this dream. I cannot give up on this dream, guys. I'm really hanging on to this dream. You know, it's not going to be all roses. I know it's not all going to be roses. It's going to be hard times out there in the van life. But I need this. I really need this, and this is why I'm putting this money into this van. Some people say, why not scrap it and start again? I can't do that. I put a lot into this van now. And even at 9.5, I still think I'd get 9.5 for that van as it is. Now I've refitted it, especially when it'll have another engine in there, a reconditioned engine. And also, it's another issue out of the way, isn't it? It's not going to break down, isn't it? We know we've got everything solid now, even the engine. We know everything in that van is now solid and up to speed. Okay, it's £9.5 worth, and it's 2 months of hard graft, but and that's where we are with it at the moment. I thought it was the end of the dream, guys. I really did. for a few moments I thought, why bother, Steve? Why bother? Things keep happening in your life that knock you down, but you've got to lift yourself, guys. You really have. How many times I can lift myself, I don't know, but we've got to go one more time. We've got to get out on that road. We've got to do this van life together, guys. I hope you all join me. I hope you all subscribe to the channel down below as well. Come and join me on my adventures, because I can't do it without you guys. All my family from the Car Vapor have come over as well. Lovely community. I love you, a lot of you. I really do. And we've grown a lot of new friends as well in the van life community. It seems a lovely community out there. And they'll help you in any way they can. A lot of people offered me help when they found out this happened. But what do you do? What do you do? I can't give up, can I? Anyway, guys, that's where we are at the moment with Country Vanlife. We're going to get that van on the road. One way or another, we're going to get that van on the road. I'm still in Corfu for another week. Hopefully when I go back it will be ready. That's presuming the refitted engine goes well. I'll let you know. And hopefully it looks like Greece may be going into quarantine. The news is saying we're getting to that point of quarantine, so when I come back to Brum I might be locked up for 2 weeks, so I might not be able to get the van even when I get back for 2 weeks. Bloody hell, sometimes you just wonder, oh. Anyway, I'm going to carry on enjoying my holiday, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. I know where am we going? We're going on for 15 minutes, guys. Thanks for listening to my story. Bless every single one of you guys, and we'll see you on the next video. From Country Vanlife TV. Got to keep positive, guys. You've got to, yeah. Until next time. Ta-ra.
Takes my breath away, Amelia. I hope your fears fall short.